Hi. Happy Monday. It's Tina from CNC Designs, and tonight is Magnolia Monday. Let me see if I can pull us up. As you pop in, if you see the red live button above my head, that means you have caught me live. Please stop and say hello. If you do not see the red live button, please indicate hashtag replay and say hello so that I can be sure to say hello back to you. Also, as you come in, if you would be so kind as to spread the love, send this out into the universe, let others see what we're doing over here at CNC Designs. It would be greatly appreciated, especially because as we know right now, Mr. FB is getting ready to eliminate lives after 30 days. So the more we SHARE, the better we creators are able to get the word out and show everybody what we're doing. So I appreciate your assistance in that. Let me see if I can pull us up on the page so that I can see comments better. Y'all forgive my headscarf today. I just came back from physical therapy and I just literally popped into the house. So I didn't have time to try to make myself look a little more presentable. But y'all didn't come look at me. Y'all came to look at what we're creating. Hi, Lena. How are you? Thank you for joining. I think I have found us. So we should be set. As I said, tonight is Magnolia Monday. Every Monday night, I go live showing you some Magnolia Stencil Design Company products. I am a rep with Magnolia, and I love to show you the awesome stencils and different ways in which you can use them. Tonight, we're going to be showing our monthly craft club. Craft Club is a monthly kit that you can subscribe to where you get a complete kit in a box sent to your door so that you can create a project. So I'm going to show you this month's Craft Club. Our Craft Club kits all come in a box similar to this. This month's kit comes with our surface, which is an apron. It comes with 2 packs of ink, one in black and one in pineapple yellow, and you always get a squeegee. In addition to that, you will get a sheet with instructions on how to put together your kit. And if you are a person that likes to watch it through video, you can scan that barcode and learn how to do it that way. Tonight though, I was gonna do the apron, but for some reason I cannot find my board that my apron would stick to. So I'm going to show you another version, another thing that you can create with Craft Club. And on Friday night, we'll do the apron and another project that I think will go absolutely amazing with Craft Club. As I said, it's a monthly kit in a box. Everything comes in a box that you need to put a project together from soup to nuts. And I would appreciate it if you have been considering Magnolia. This is an awesome, more inexpensive way to try the product to see if you really like it. And it's a way to get exclusive stencils at that time that are in Craft Club only. Also, if you become a Craft Club member, you will get 10% off each additional purchase that you make in Magnolia, whether they're Craft Club purchases or not. So that's another good reason why you should join Craft Club. If you do not follow a Magnolia rep and you'd like to join Craft Club and you want more information, just put hashtag club or club in the comments and I will be sure to reach out with you. And this is the stencil that comes with Craft Club. It's a lemonade stencil. It's all about the summer. It just screams summer to me. And I really like this stencil. When I saw this stencil, I thought I could do so many things with this. And tonight is going to be one of a few projects that you will see me create with this stencil. You can create them for yourself or gifts. That apron, you do get one in your Craft Club kit, but you can certainly buy more and you can make an apron for all of your friends. If you had a granddaughter or grandson who has a lemonade stand out in the summertime in front of the house in the summertime, what an awesome way to create them a little apron. And it actually has a real recipe on it. The ingredients call for 6 lemons, 1 cup of white sugar, 6 cups of water, and then it has the steps for how you create the lemonade. So it's a really cool stencil. So we're gonna put together tonight a sign using one of our magnolia surfaces for our lemonade stand. And then on Friday night, we're gonna do our apron, and we will also put together another idea I have using this stencil and some other stencils that complement this that have come in previous Magnolia Craft Clubs, as well as through current Magnolia purchases. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Anna. Thank you for watching. As I said earlier, if you guys do not mind, please do me a favor and SHARE out onto your pages. As we know, Mr. FB is now eliminating lives after 30 days. So the more we can SHARE, the more exposure your favorite creators will get. So please, as you watch us, consider sending it out into the universe so that other people can see the great things that we are doing as creators. So we're going to be working with this surface. This is a magnolia surface, and it is actually a magnetic surface. And I believe that the surface is also reusable. And magnolia's paste are not permanent, so as long as you use the paste, you should be able to wipe it off and create another project on the same surface, which is one of the reasons why I love this surface. So we're going to be putting our Craft Club stencil onto this surface tonight. And I think it's gonna look fabulous in here. We've got some fun faux lemons that we're gonna place around in there as well. So I think this will be a really cute project. I think also because this will be able to stand up by itself. So that's another plus with this surface. So again, if you had a lemonade stand, or if you had some guests coming over for lunch and you were having lemonade was one of the things you were serving, you could just create this, sit this up at your table where your beverages are, and it would be a really nice complement to your brunch. Hello, Miss Patterson, how are you? Thank you for joining. I'm glad to be here. Good to be seen. Hello, Teresa Knight. How are you? Cheryl Mountain, thank you for watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome all. So we're going to, because this is a new stencil, I am going to fuzz it because our stencils are very tacky and I don't want to stretch my stencil. So I'm going to make sure I get a good fuzz on it before I lay it down onto my surface. I went to therapy today, y'all. Tomorrow is my first day back in the office. So those of you who know the words and the worth of prayer, please put me in your prayers. Hopefully tomorrow will be a good day. I won't be in any pain and I can last the whole 8 hours. I have not been to work since the end of March. So I'm kind of ready to go back, but I'm also a little apprehensive because I'm not sure of how this leg is gonna act. But so far, God has answered prayers and this sciatica is much more subdued than it was a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, there was no way I could go live. I couldn't do anything. So I'm happy to be here. Hello, Carolyn. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, Miss Fanning. How are you, my friend? Thank you all for popping in. I realized I put the notice up late because, like I said, I was rushing back from physical therapy because I did not want to not go live. I feel like I've been missing in action for so long that I don't want my page to go dormant and y'all to forget about me. So, gotta keep some activity going. So, how was everybody's Monday today? Just getting me a little sip of coffee. How's the weather where you are? Today it was cooler than I thought it was. I went outside to go to therapy with a jacket on. I said I could have put on something heavier, but it wasn't cold, so I was okay. Yes, I am feeling much better. Not 100%, but compared to what I was feeling, I feel 100%. I mean, because it was horrible. There are no words to describe adequately to you guys what I went through these past almost months. It was just unlike anything I have ever experienced. And I pray that I never experience that level again. So far today's been good. That's good. I'm glad. This towel is definitely taking off the tackiness. And I see I got some lint picking up in here, but as long as it's not in my screen, my silk screen, I'll be okay. And as I said, this is a part of Craft Club. This one's Craft Club did come with an apron, and tonight we're not gonna do the apron because I couldn't find my mat that the apron will stick on, but I will locate that mat, and we'll probably do the apron on Friday along with another project idea that I have. And the three of these will work nicely together. So I think we've got a decent fuzz, so I'm just gonna put the stencil down. The hardest part is trying to line it up and making sure that it's not crooked. So I'm just gonna take a peep, and that's what we have so far. This surface was a Magnolia surface. I'm not quite sure if Magnolia still carries them. They don't carry this one. I'm sure they carry one like it. So you'll definitely be able to find something similar, if not this one. So we're gonna alternate with some yellow and white paste because this is a lemonade craft. So I'm going to open up my paste, which definitely have been neglected and are a little lumpy, but hopefully they'll still be good. Hi Carol, how are you? Thank you for watching. Hello Melissa, thank you for watching. So I'm gonna start with the yellow, and then I'm gonna go in and do the white spaces. I'm still thinking about which color I am going to do the actual lemonade glass in. I think I'm probably gonna do that in yellow as well, and I think I'll leave the text in white. So in fact, let's start with the white. So I think I'm gonna do the old fashioned, and I think I'm gonna do the steps. Wow, my paste really needs some love. I think I'm gonna do this in white. I think I'm gonna do ingredients in white and this. So I'm gonna probably alternate my squeegee sizes because I don't wanna use one that's too big and have it going over in areas that I don't want it to. This honestly for me is something that I have to take my time with, because you guys know I'm used to, when you see me, I'm usually working with primarily 1 or 2 paste colors. I usually have a background that I've created that's where my color comes from. I'm definitely not a color girl, so my paste really I stick to like some favorite colors of Magnolia paste generally in most of the things that I do. So I gotta pay attention to this one. Make sure I don't mess something up. And because my paste is kind of thick, I do have to pay a little bit of extra attention. I haven't done paste maintenance in a while. Okay, I think we're good on the steps. We can do all this in white. I don't think we need all of that. You do need some more. Just taking back some excess now. Just really paying attention to make sure I don't miss any of these areas that I want covered in white. Okay. And our next color is going to be the yellow paste. Hello, Cruz. How are you? Hello, Lisa. How are you? Thank you for joining. So happy that you guys were able to pop in, considering I didn't put my notice up until a few minutes before the actual go live time. I so appreciate you guys. So now we're gonna take our yellow and we're going to do our yellow areas. And I definitely want to do this lemonade in yellow. And then we have a couple of lemons here that I want in yellow. So I'm gonna try to put a little bit of paste down there. And I want my lemonade glass to be yellow. So let's see. I think I can use this big squeegee for the lemonade text. I think I have too much paste down here. I might have an ombre effect, y'all. I'm trying to keep these two colors separate from one another, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me use a smaller squeegee to get these little lemons. And I do see that I did miss something that should be in white. So let me go cover that. Hello, Holly, how are you? And I'm trying to work a little quickly because I've just contaminated my paste and that I mixed some yellow in my white, but it is what it is. It wouldn't be me if something didn't go quite as planned. That's a Tina live for you. Okay, so now let's get to work on our lemonade glass. And like I said, some of this might have some crossover. We might have some ombre working, which is a mixture between the white and the yellow. But we're gonna make it work. Okay, now let's see what we got. Let's try to lift this up. Okay, let's see if we can get it from here. And I do want to go slowly just in case I missed something. I think my white, I need a little bit more coverage there. So we're gonna try just a little bit more. Hopefully it will work. I don't know why I did not bring any wipes to this table. So let's use some water and try and clean this squeegee. And just try and go over this white just a little. I want it to be a little bit darker than what I'm initially seeing. still looks like I would like it a little darker. I don't know if it's made, it could be my paste. And it is on black, so that's another thing to consider. Hello, Sue, how are you? So let's get our stencil down. Let's get some water on it so that we can have that paste release itself. There. Let's get this out of here. Let's get these covers back on, and I can give you guys a look at what we have so far. I think it's pretty cute. There's our lemonade sign for our lemonade stand or our brunch. We can sit it right beside our picture of lemonade so everybody can see the recipe. And I just think this is so cute. It's so fresh. Looks like summer to me. And of course, you guys, if anybody's been watching me, you know I like to do a little bit more than usual. So I am going to take my paste, my yellow paste, and I'm going to use my paste this time rather than paint because our paste is washable. So if I decide in the future I want to use this for something else, I can erase this whole thing and put another stencil on it. So I'm going to stick with my paste, and I'm going to use my paste kind of the same way you guys have seen me use my palette knives. And I want to bring some color just in different places to this frame. You know, I really wish, I don't, for some reason, Facebook does not allow us to flip our cameras anymore. I start out every live with my camera flipped, but for some reason, when I go live, it doesn't show up that way. Let me see if, oh, here we go. So I think maybe that's the ticket. I don't know. Can you guys still see me? I think probably when it flips back. Yeah, it will flip back when I try to go back in and look at the comments. So that's what's happening with Mr. FB. Oh yes, this would be great, Holly. Definitely Craft Club. You're gonna get the whole kit. This is not the surface that comes in Craft Club, but you do get that stencil. And let me show you, if you did get Craft Club this month, if you joined Craft Club, you would get, the surface is an apron, which we're gonna do on Friday with the same stencil. And you would basically just put your stencil onto your apron. So you could make an apron for them for their lemonade stands. They can have a sign. And if you come back and watch me on Friday, we're gonna do this apron. We're gonna do another project that I think will complement, and all three of these pieces will work well together. So definitely come back on Friday for late night crafting, because we're gonna do some more stuff with this same stencil. So again, I'm just going through, I'm not, you know, trying to have any particular design. I just want to add some more color in here. So that's why I'm just taking my paste and I'm using my little stir stick as kind of a palette knife, and I'm just putting in some pops of yellow, just because it is on a black surface and I want to give it a little bit more color. And again, I'm just taking very little on the palette knife, sticking it into my paste and just going in and just kind of just running it over the frame, just to add some more pops of color there. And I'm gonna do the same with a little bit of the white, so that the yellow is not so bumblebee-ish looking. Hello, Dawn, how are you? Thank you for watching. Thank you, Miss Fanny. So let's get a little bit of a dry on here before we continue moving forward. And if, again, you know, you don't have to use this surface. You could use any surface that you have in your home. You could even use poster board from Dollar Tree. You guys have seen me use our stencils all the time on various different types of paper. You could take a piece of cardboard and paint it in black, or paint it all white, and then do your text in black and yellow. I mean, there's, you know, a number of ways that you can do it. Usually I'm on Fridays late night. Fridays is usually 10 o'clock. And if you're, for some reason, if you're not up, you're not a late night person like me, you could always catch the replay. But that is what we will be doing on Friday. So I'm gonna take the white paste now, and we're gonna do a little of the same that we did with the yellow. Again, just to bring in some, tie in some more of those colors. Not necessarily a lot of it, but just a little here and there, just so that it all blends in well. If this is not your style, you certainly don't have to do it. You can take the paste and paint the whole frame if you like. This is just my style. If you watch me at all, you know that I love this. I just love edging my pieces. I love giving it some color. So you can see I'm even going up around the top just to kind of make it my own. And this is something that your grandkids can certainly even do themselves with very little supervision from you. You can have them practice, because the stencil is reusable. They could practice on a piece of board first, and then when they feel like they've got a really good grasp of it, then they can go to whatever surface it is that they've chosen. Hi, Susie, how are you? Hello, Marlene. Thank you all for watching. I think it looks like we need a little bit more white on this side. The one thing you could do, if you feel like your yellow or your white paste is not showing up enough on the black background, I'm not this daring, but you could lay the stencil back down again and reapply more chalk paste to see if that will darken it up for you. I'm satisfied with this. I personally am not gonna try and darken it up anymore, but there you can see, and you can see we have a little bit pops of color on our edges. I forgot one side here, so getting a little ahead of myself. So let's add some color there. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. I'm in New York City. Can I see this in pink? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm not really a lemonade drinker because I don't do sugar. Well, I do eat things that have sugar in them, but I don't do like white sugars. I usually do like a 1 pack of stevia or something like that. So if I were to drink lemonade, I would probably have it with maybe some stevia as my sweetener. Or what I do a lot of is infused waters. So I may have, you know, what most people would think would be lemonade, but I would infuse like another fruit or something into it. I've been known to make, you know, watermelon water, infused water with lemons in it, which tastes really good, by the way. So you could really, you know, this project, because it has the lemons in it, you could go a lot of ways in terms of the recipe. You don't have to follow it to the T. You can offer other, you know, lemon infused ideas. So even if you had your stand, you could do demos and people can make their own lemonade and they can add other things, you know, which would be a great idea. Hi Karen, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So I really love this this month's craft club. I love all Magnolia's craft clubs simply because you get everything you need to put together a project in a box. You know, you get even down to the tools. You get a squeegee every month. They make sure you get your paste or your ink, depending on what your surface is. You get a surface, you get instructions, and you get that stencil that you can use over and over again, so you can make more than one project. Like I was saying earlier, this kit comes with one apron, but you could certainly buy more aprons. You can make more than one. You can buy children's size aprons, so you could make you know, 2 aprons for your grandkids and 1 for yourself, and you all will have matching aprons when you're at the lemonade stand for the summer. I will probably use this when I'm entertaining my friends and I in the summertime on those really hot days. When my friends come over, we love to hang out on the terrace. That's kind of my backyard in the city. So I will be definitely, you know, making some lemonade and some lemon infused drinks for those of us who might like a little something stronger in our drink. And this will be part of the decor. Now I want to also add some other embellishments that I have picked up for this project. Let me make sure, see if I have my glue gun on. Okay, it is on. I have a couple of faux lemons here, and I'm thinking I want to put one right here. I do have a magnet because this is a magnetic surface. Let me just think about what I did with that magnet. I think I see it. 1 second. Okay. So here, yes, it is a magnetic surface. So I'm thinking I'm going to put one of these lemons right here for sure. I may put another 1 or 2 someplace else, but I was definitely thinking one could go here. They all look like they're more or less the same size, so I don't think that would be an issue. I could do something like that. We'll see. But we're definitely going to put one here. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on the back of my lemon. This way I don't have to use 2 magnets. And when I'm ready to remove this, I'll just remove the whole magnet. If I want to replace it with something else, then it will not have, I won't have any glue on my actual frame. So that's what our 1 lemon looks like on our sign. I could go in a group of 3. I like things in 3s, and I'm really liking this. So I think I am not 100% sure where the rest of my magnets are right now. And this is wood, not sure if they're gonna stick there, so I'm definitely probably have to do double magnets here. But I do like this look, so I think I may do a group of 3. And then the other thing I was thinking about doing is, it's the summertime. This thing screams summer, so I was definitely looking at how I can add maybe some sprigs of greenery up here and kind of really spruce this sign up and make it really one that's more to my liking. So what do you guys think so far? Sharon, did I say hello to you? Hello, Jersey Silkies. Let's just clip this a little. I don't think I need these stems this long. And I'm thinking, you guys know I always like to kind of do a little bit of a swag, so I'm definitely thinking of making this more of a swag. And I do have some yellow and white string there that I think I will be using to tie this off with. tend to like things to be a little bit, my swags to be a little bit more heavy on the top than they are on the bottom. Yeah, so let's put this over here. Let's see if we can get this string started. Well, I'm definitely not starting it the right way, but okay. Where's my scissors? Y'all, I am so ill prepared. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I came barging in here right from therapy. My scissors are over here on the table. I just got stuff everywhere. But here we go. So I've got this cute little yellow and white string. Another thing you could do if this were your project, you could take these lemons and make a little garland that can go across your top of your frame, and you can have the lemons attached to the string, kind of like that. I don't want to use that many, but that's a good idea, especially for your lemonade stand sign. You could take these little lemons and you could, once you get your apron done, you could somehow or another attach them to your apron. You can use like a little snap or something that you can buy through sewing, and you could put somebody's name on the lemon so they can see who's selling them the lemon. I mean, it's a lot of fun things you can do with this project. This project inspired a lot of great ideas that came to me when I saw it for a lemonade stand, especially. I was like, this would be so cool for little kids that might have a lemonade stand, or even adults who do, you know, maybe you have garage sales or yard sales during the summertime and you offer or even sell refreshments to your attendees. This would be really cute. So I'm just getting together our swag and trying to see how that's gonna look. I do have some more greenery over here. Not sure if I need this much, but we'll see. If it's too much, I can always just kind of pull off some of the stalks. I'm just trying to get the string to tie around here to secure these pieces together. I'm just gonna kind of just tie them together this way. I can give you a look at what my idea was for this. I can definitely see this piece is probably longer than I need on this side. Or maybe not, depending on how I choose to place this. So let's bring our piece back in. Let me look at this and finagle with it, see how we want our greenery to lay. I think I do want to just make this a little shorter. So I'm gonna cut that stem some and then place it back on to the stem to shorten it up a bit. Still seems like it's just as long, and I did cut a piece off. Okay. So I'm trying to give this kind of a swag effect is what we're going for here. I'm not gonna take these strings off just yet. Not quite sure if I'm gonna try and incorporate them in somehow, so we're gonna leave them for now. And I am gonna use a little bit of hot glue here to put this down. I'm gonna put it right over here in the corner, apply a little bit of pressure. And then we're gonna finagle with these greenery sprigs until we get something that we like. And if your greenery is going a little bit too wild, you could always use a dot of glue and tack it down in place, which I think I'm gonna do with this piece here, because it's a little too wild and free for me. And I'm just trying not to get my fingers down in this glue. Just gotta apply some pressure and make it stick. So let me not move too fast. Make sure I got a good hold here, and then we can go messing around with these ends. I don't know why this piece is sticking out so far. Let's cut off another little piece. About the same size, it look probably so. Y'all, I might have cut it off now. I can't get it back on here. But if that is true, I could always just do that. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Let me just make sure this is stuck. I'll try it one more time. And if I can't get it onto the stem, then I will just glue it in the bunch. Okay, I think I got it onto the stem. So what do you guys think? I'm liking this. I think I need to tame these little greenery pieces a little bit better. But I really, really like this. I think the greenery does add something to it. So I'm glad that I decided to do that. Now, if I could just make it behave a little better. I don't want to get my fingers down in this glue. You could take another one of your lemons and put it up here and hide that string. That could work that way as well. I don't know, something about that yellow and white. I like the colors of this string hanging around. Just gotta figure out what to do with it. What do you guys think? A lemon or no? A lemon here with the greenery or no? Thank you so much. What do you guys think? What would you do? Would you put a lemon here? I see some hearts. Does that mean a yes? I think it's cute with the lemon there. Hello, Miss Mays. Thank you, Miss Patterson. So I'm thinking I can probably cut, because I do like the color of the strings, I am going to just kind of cut them down a little bit so they're not so long, but leave them so that you can see just a bit more color coming around. And I think we could also add one more thing. Let me see something. I'm sorry I'm moving around so much, y'all. I know I love this stuff here. This Super Moss Sisal. It's a little messy and wiry, but I think I like it so much because of the movement that it gives in pieces. You know, it's just another one of those things that just draws your eye in and makes you stop and pay attention. And you're like, what is that that's mixed in there with that greenery? But let's see what a little bit of that might look like with our lemon. I think I like that. So let's see how we can incorporate a little bit of that in there. And so now that you've seen this stencil, what else would you guys do with this stencil? I love this idea. I definitely love the idea of, you can put it on a t-shirt, because the same way you're doing this with the apron. So for example, to the person that said their grandchildren wanted a lemonade stand, you could do the apron for yourself because it comes with an adult size apron, and then you can buy 2 t-shirts in their size and put the stencil on their t-shirts. So they are like walking billboards with the recipe, as well as create this sign that will go on the table with their stand. They're just a number of things that you could do with this particular stencil that I think would be really, really cute. If you have a lemonade themed kitchen, or a lemon themed kitchen, let me say that, because a lot of people do that for the summertime. You can use, you know, maybe not, you don't necessarily have to use the whole stencil. Maybe you can use the glass of lemonade on a number of things, decorative pieces that you will put in your kitchen amongst your decor. So that's another thing you can think about using the stencil for. I definitely, like I said, on Friday, we're gonna put together the apron. I'm gonna show you my idea for a little lemon serving tray. Like I said, the t-shirt is another cool idea. You can, if you had a recipe book, you could have, you know, the recipe on the cover of your recipe book. You can, again, just only use the glass of lemonade. One of the other things you could do if you wanted to make this 3D kind of, you could get a straw, cut it down to the size of the straw on the picture, and pop that straw there. And you could even paint it yellow and white if you want. Or I've seen, in some places, I've seen stores that sell yellow and white straws. So you can get one of those and pop it in. You could get the fake ice cubes and pop it onto the glass and give it more of a 3D effect. So there's just like a ton of things that I think you could do with this. But this was my initial idea when I saw it, because I know that if I make the apron, it's just really gonna be for show. I probably won't use it beyond any day that somebody comes to my house and I'm actually serving lemonade, or when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends on the terrace and we have our lemon drinks. Ours might be a little bit stronger than the lemonade, but that probably will be the only time I'll use that apron. But this is really cute. I love this idea. I love the addition of these faux lemons. You can just kind of just run wild with them. You know, if you know, you were that kind of person. I've seen people make jewelry out of stuff like this. That's not my style, but I've seen people do that. But I think this is really, really cute. And as we move along and continue our other pieces, I think you're going to be really pleased at how the 3 pieces will work together: the apron, the sign, and ultimately our serving tray. So that was really quick, definitely not hard. And like I said, it's something you could certainly do even with your grandchildren. And you don't have to have a black surface. You can have, your surface can be any color. You know, I definitely thought about having a surface and painting it white and doing the text and black and yellow, but I had this frame and I knew that it was magnetic and I wanted to use my lemons. So you see, you can just pop it on and pop it off. It sticks there. That's why I really wanted to use this, because I knew it was magnetic. And you know, when the season is over, if I don't want to have lemonade, I can, because we use paste, we can wipe it off. We can put another recipe on here, or we can do something else entirely different with the frame. You know, the frame already has the bee colors. So if you're a bumblebee kind of person, you could do something with bees on it. And I just think that is just really, really cute. And I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have not tried Craft Club and you are considering it, you think you might want to know more information, please drop club in the comments and I will reach out to you just really briefly, just so you know. Let's go over it again. This is the monthly Craft Club. You can join Craft Club, and each month you will get a kit in a box, and your box comes like this. This month in your box, you will get this adult size apron. Another reason why I couldn't do it today is because I need to iron it. I personally don't like to do these types of projects without ironing them, but you can see it comes with a full size apron. It's a really hefty apron. It's not a chintzy apron. And the idea is to put your stencil onto your apron. Then you could also take the bottom of the apron. We have another magnolia lemon stencil that you'll see me use on Friday. You could use that on the bottom. You could really dress this apron up and make it look different from any other Craft Club members. If you're a person that sews and you have some lemon fabric, you could add the fabric to your apron and really make it your own. The other thing, hello Dawn Senior, how are you, Uncle Cousin? The other thing that comes in your Craft Club kit, because this is a material surface, you're going to get 2 ink packets, so you don't have to buy tubs of ink. They're going to come in pineapple yellow and coal black that you can use to put your stencil onto your apron. You're going to get your squeegee, and you're going to get your instruction sheet along with your stencil. And again, the prize in these kits is that the stencil is reusable. Magnolia says anywhere between up to 12 times. I have used stencils many more than 12 times and they are still working for me. So definitely it is worth the investment to me. In addition to that, now when you become a Craft Club member, because you are a member of Craft Club, you get an additional 10% discount on any Magnolia purchases that you make. So if you want to buy other stencils, you will get a percentage off the purchase of those stencils because you are a Craft Club member. And as long as you are a Craft Club member, you will get that discount. Thank you so much for those stars. I hope you guys really appreciated this. I hope if you've ever been curious about Magnolia that you take the plunge and you join Craft Club. My goal is to try and get 10 Craft Club members into my club. And when we do that, I really would like to have a closed club just for my Craft Club members, where we take our Craft Club stencils and really go outside of the box with them, because I really want to show you how to get the most bang for your buck. I don't want you to get a Craft Club and make one thing and never use the stencil again. I really want to show you how you can incorporate these stencils into your life and into various projects. So I appreciate you joining me. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Remember to be good to yourself and to be good to others. And come back and see me on Friday night at 10 o'clock when we do some late night crafting. And in the meantime, as always, here are some hearts from my heart to yours here at CNC Designs. I thank you for joining me. Have a blessed night, everybody. Bye-bye.